Hello everyone, welcome to the Voicepal. This is quality, not quantities. We love talking about books and let's share about the book we have read this month. Perindra, are you here? Perindra? Okay. I plan to ask him to present first. So I have few questions that probably you can answer about your book. Here, I will put it in the chat box. But you don't have to answer it. I mean, it's up to you basically, but this is like the guiding question. Tell us about the book you want to discuss. What's the best key lessons from it? Is there anything you don't like about the book? What's your rating out of 5 stars? And do you have question? We have question from the audience. And what do you want to read next? So 1 to 5. Hello, Jerry. I will post the question again because Jerry has just arrived. Now, let's start with Ferindra because he has limited time to join us. Let's go.
Yep. Morning, everyone. Actually, I haven't finished my book, so are you all prefer that I discuss my current book that I have not finished, or could I just share any book that I finished in the past?
Which one are you most comfortable with?
Okay, I think I'll share the book that I have read in the past, but it has some relation in some part with the current book that I'm reading right now.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. So for your information, in this month, in previous month, I supposed to read the Educated by Tara Westover. I guess you already know since this book is quite famous and it got a lot of positive reviews, though there are several negative ones also. But since I have not finished this book, I will just share my book that I have finished. This book title is wait a second. The Death of Expertise. After reading The Educated on several parts, I saw some several signs of similarity in with this book, The Death of Expertise by Tom Nichols. So, okay, I'll just give you a brief about this book if maybe some of you never know of this before. This book is written by Tom Nichols, and though there are several political, a few political background behind this book, which is written in the U.S. before the presidential election, I guess. So what does Tom Nichols mean is the death of expertise is that in America there's a phenomena that a lot of people already ignoring the science. They have some disagreement with the science stuff, and they prefer to do their own research, something like that. Maybe we're familiar with this phenomena in these current days. And yeah, that's the background of this book, The Death of Expertise. And it also has been uh, translated into Indonesian version with the title Matinya Kepakaran. You could find it in the local bookstore in Indonesia. So, okay, I'm going to answer the question. Tell us about the book. Yep, the book is The Death of Expertise by Tom Nichols. And the best key lesson is there are several signs of people who are starting to ignoring the science, ignoring the experts, and how should we react to the those people. There are several reasons behind the phenomena also, so we cannot just judge them. We we should digging out the reason behind why they disbelieve the science or why they ignoring the experts, something like that. And also Tom Nichols writes several example on people that uh, ignoring the experts. For example, one of the example is they did not really uh, they did not really learning about some things, but they just going to do your own research, terms that often hearing we oftenly hear about it. Do your own research, though we didn't have exact background for the field. Yeah, that's one of the example is. And the second question is there anything you don't like about the book? Maybe uh, there are several repetition also on this book, that uh, it could be simplified. uh, and then what's your rating out of 5 stars? I can give it uh 3.5 to 5, but I could recommend this book to you all. And yep, I think that's the book that I could share for this morning, since I saw it has the similarity with The Educated by Tara Westover. I just read it's about 40% of the book, 35 to 40%. I forgot about it. And I saw their family, the father, Tara's dad, is showing the signs of this, the ignoring the science, ignoring the expert. They tend to believe the conspiracy theories, some kind of that. The one thing that we often hear in this moment as well. Yeah, that's this the death of expertise by Tom Nichols comes to my mind when I read The Educated by Tara Westover. Yeah, I think that's all for me, since I haven't finished my book, so I just share my previous book. Okay.
So, Ferindra, you're reading
Yep.
Tara Westover?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, it's a little bit, it's a long book. I read that
Yeah,
No,
one.
actually,
I disagree. I disagree.
it's a thick book, but
Why
we
you
can
read, Kak?
read
You
it.
read already, Kak?
I read it. I finished it 2 days.
Oh yeah, we discussed it previously with Matt.
Yeah. You know, the
Yeah,
first
okay.
200 pages, I read it one night. I couldn't put
Oh
it.
my god, fast reader.
Like suddenly 11 a.m. until 5 a.m. 11 p.m. till 5 a.m.
Yeah, no, it's
In the morning. That's why I
Come on,
was
Ferindra,
surprised.
you can beat
Yeah.
Kak Pipit.
I was surprised Farinda could not finish it because once you read it, it's hard to put down. Like, what's next? What's next? You know?
yeah, I
Almost like a
agree.
Yeah,
novel.
yeah.
But I don't want to spoil it for Perindra. Spoil it for Perindra. A lot of people dispute that book. Yeah, dispute that book. Dispute her memory.
Yeah,
People said she lied. Blah blah blah.
yeah. I also read that review.
But she got really famous because Bill Gates loves her book.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bill Gates is the
Yeah,
one.
Bill Gates actually promoted that book.
Yeah, because she also got Bill Gates Foundation itu, Bill Gates Scholar.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so he also promoted himself basically.
Also mau di Ayunda Kak, mau di Ayunda also promote this book.
Yeah, I think Maudi Ayunda got it from Bill Gates too. Maudi Ayunda follow Bill Gates on Goodreads, right?
Mm.
Oh, I see.
So that was the reason. Who Jerry's being disturbed by the kid. Okay, so my suggestion is finish it. But I have questions for Ferinda. Anyone else have questions first before I go?
Actually, I'm also trying to read that book, but I think it's a little bit boring in the first pages. So
The Death
Which
of
one?
Expertise?
Educated?
yeah, so tell me,
Educated.
Which one, Z?
I don't know. I think I read the beginning and I'm kind of like tired to
No,
read
no.
it. I will try
I mean the educated or the death of expertise.
the educated.
Oh, why boring? It's so interesting since the first part, in my
Okay.
opinion.
Maybe I should read it again. Because the
Yeah,
status
you should.
you haven't finished it, right?
Yeah, but it's still interesting. Tara write it so good. He read it just like fiction.
But it's her real story.
Yep, it's her real story.
But some people dispute it,
Yeah.
Yeah, including me.
Happy ending or bad
including me.
ending? Happy ending or bad ending?
No, you cannot do that, Z. You have to read it yourself. You cannot ask happy ending or good ending. Yeah.
It's a bad ending. I don't want to read it because
It's it's like it's more like a family conflict for me.
More like Game of Thrones.
I don't like drama, because my life is already full of drama.
But you know what? Well, that's true. Z's life is full of drama. But then I'm really close with Educated because a lot of my friends are from the Church of Latter-day Saint. I have mentioned this probably when I was with Jerry as well. So her family is from a conservative, very conservative Christian domination. That's why they did not go to school, they did not trust the government, they never went to the hospital. They just did us against the world, But then yeah, that's why I really like it also because I have friends who have the same religion like her. Yeah. But are you still with us?
Arindra, Mas Arindra.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Do you have any questions about the death of expertise? By the way, Farindra, expert.
Oh yes, sorry. Expertise.
Expertise.
Hello, Mas Iwan.
Hi.
Okay. Do you have any questions for Farindra about the death of expertise?
No, I just joined, and I think I want to apologize to all of you since I'm quite inactive for several months. So
Problem.
yeah, because I have the work still needs my full attention. That's why sorry, not trying to find excuse for this one, but yeah.
But do you read though? Still, do you read FTDs?
I still read.
Okay.
I read some book, Hit Refresh by Satya Nadella. Yeah, I think that's quite interesting. Already
Jerry read
80%. Oh,
80%?
he did 80% of it. Yeah,
Nice.
I think just finished
So
the last two chapters.
Okay, we will ask you to share later. Yeah, but I do have
Sure.
questions for Farindra. What do we need to do to avoid the death of expertise? Like what those people do.
Sorry, you mean what should we do?
Yes, so there are a lot of
What
people
we need to
who do not believe in science. They choose to research by themselves.
Mhm.
Right? What should we do to avoid this kind of phenomena?
I think it's unevitable. I mean, there always be people who think like that, and we cannot do anything about that. And in this book, Tom Nichols also write in one of his chapter. Its title is wait a second. How conversation become exhausting. It tells us the conversation between the experts and the one that will do their own research. It will be exhausting because they have their own background. The the first one, the experts have of course the expert has his background about the field that they are discussed, and also the other one will always have his opinion about that field as well, and he will also doing some research on how to deny the expert, something like that, and he will also believe something that he like to believe. The bubble of internet, like, right, when we search about something, the internet will the Google for the specific will suggest us the topic that we tend to like to believe. Yeah, that's the bubble of internet. That's why the conversation will be exhausted, and we just yeah we just leave it, and just we can just prevent it in our maybe our family or our close friend, and we just share the knowledge and education. But if we are facing people like that, we need to stop doing debating that will never end. you know Actually, I joined this kind of group in the beginning of the pandemics. I try to understand their opinion, and I try to give the some counterparts, but through time somehow they will still find their opinion, and in some point we will find, okay, we cannot continue this kind of discussion, and let's just stop it for our sake.
Especially during COVID-19, everyone is
Yeah.
an expert already.
Yeah.
When my
I think
husband,
if my add copy bit,
yeah,
actually it's according to me, it's no problem when people want to do our research, as long as they can they do it properly and they contribute to society. The problem is when the outcome of the research or the scientific research is not giving truth. I think that's the problem, the output.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right.
But when
Yeah.
someone is not expert, my question is, if someone is not expert doing things like that, what would be the outcome? I'm skeptic. So the question now is whether to leave it for the expert or do it on our own. As you say, as Farindra said, we cannot forbid them.
I have a good comparison, I think, in my opinion. Have you heard about Encarta before? Microsoft Encarta? Okay, you probably can Google it. Microsoft Encarta was an encyclopedia started by Bill Gates, supposed to be a program, 7 gigabytes. So only the experts write about what's in Encarta. So talk about sociology, talking about politics, or all of these things, right? Geography versus Wikipedia, right? Wikipedia written by common people, not experts. When Encarta started and Wikipedia started around the same time, people chose Encarta and they predicted that Encarta would win, right? Because this is written by the experts. Who the hell want to read informational page written by people, common people? Anyone can write Wikipedia. But then you know what happened? Encarta is no longer around. I still have it on my computer, but Wikipedia is the one which is unstoppable. But it's written not by experts. So this is probably can be an example.
One of sample. I think I have Encarta when
Oh, hello, Jerry.
I think he got disconnected.
Yeah. Yeah.
back in college.
Oh, there
I
you
once look at it in 2006. Yeah, 2006. When I was in college, I once look at it. It's a good one. It's a good one.
It's good, but Wikipedia beat Encarta by far. But
Yeah,
time when they started, people predicted Encarta would win because it's written by the experts. Wikipedia is not written by the experts. So probably this is the death of experts.
yeah. Kalau if I'm not mistaken, the book you recommended, Kak Pipit, Range is also talking about expertise. Range. Yang gambarnya kunci
Yes,
itu.
yes, range. Yes, range.
Yeah.
My book last year. The book I read
Oh, okay.
last year. Yes, talking about not expertise, but you should diversify your knowledge. Do not just focus on one thing. Diversify your knowledge will result in much better result than just focus on. Yeah, that is kind of related. Yeah. Thank you, Jerry. Any other
Yes.
questions for Ferindra before we move on to the next book? Yes, Microsoft Encarta. Anyone? No one? Okay. Oh,
Yeah, no one. No.
okay.
I think no one.
Okay, of course, for Ferindra, thank you for sharing. Now let's go with Zipporah. Z.
Hi, I just checked the Google and I just realized that Encarta is only 6,000, around 6,000. Then yeah, I just know about Encarta things. Thank you, Miss Vivit. So the book that I read is Be the Miracle by Regina Brett. Then the best key lesson from this book is, I think if you lose hope or just want to know about hope things, and if your life is struggling right now, I think it's the recommended book. Then is there anything you don't like about the book? I think the things that I don't like, maybe it's because it's too full of hope, maybe because as we know that life is full of drama and we just don't know the fate that the God written for our lives. So yeah, I think the book is really full of hope. Actually, I think the things that I read, the writer is got the cancer. That's the reason why she's being full of hope. And what's my rating? I put 5 in my Goodreads, but for, I know mine mostly more logic. I mean, I think for mine maybe they only give this 3 stars like that, because yeah, it's too too spiritual. Then yeah, I think that's all.
Z, what's the best key lesson number 1?
You can read from my Goodreads. I read it all of
No. Can you share it on the screen? Your Goodreads.
Oh yeah. I think about gossiping. So it stated that gossiping is like smoking. If you want to, it's like gossiping and smoking. It's a tough habit to break. So it stated that if you gossiping, it's like putting someone else down lifts you up, but it's only 5 seconds. So I think that's a lot of good things from this book. So yeah, I think it's a good thing.
So gossiping is
Like smoking, yeah. It's hard
Interesting.
to break the habit.
Oh, okay.
You say like smoking and gossiping is addictive
Yeah,
to people.
yeah.
But if smoking is unhealthy for your, it's unhealthy, it's give harm to your health. What gossiping bring harms to?
It brings harm because it's, yeah, you just talk about somebody just to make sure that you are better than that person. And you don't realize that you also have a sin, right?
So it's harmful for our mental.
Yeah, we can say like that.
Yeah.
It's harmful
Agree.
for our ego. It
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
inflates
yes.
our ego. Oh, that person is blah 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 blah. They make us feel
But-
better about ourselves.
But why everything that is not good is always addictive?
That's why in my
Good
religion,
question.
since I'm Christian, that's the things that we have to do self-control. I think it's the things that are really hard as a human, but we have to practice it. Self-control.
Okay, I don't like gossiping. I don't like talking. I don't like talking to people in general.
It's better to talk about a book.
Yeah,
Yes.
but it's like a habit. Gossiping is like a, it goes back to habit.
Yes, that's
Like if you want to stop it, you have to be always aware every time. When you start it, you have to be aware what I'm talking about.
yeah.
Maybe we can stop gossiping by using principle of James Clear in Atomic Habit.
Oh yeah, it's a good book.
Which one?
Yeah. I mean, one of the lesson from Atomic Habit is they give example about the train stop in Japan. In train stations every time to avoid accidents, they always make sure everything is checked before the train leaves. So they always yelling the door is closed, everything is safe. They yell it, they speak it. So like make, if you want to avoid the bad habit happen, then you always have to give a clue visible to stop. For example, today I'm not gossiping.
That's not like, so what's the connection? Like, so whenever you have the urge to gossip, you say, okay, I'm not gossiping.
Yeah, just to
Like a mantra?
arise yourself
Mantra, I want
sense
to
of
say that.
awareness. Sense of awareness.
Okay.
Yeah. Because habit becomes subconscious, yeah. Like it's just flowing from your mouth, like you talk whatever you want. So when you make yourself,
Maybe. It's like a prayer. If
Yeah.
you want something, you just you pray your wish, right? Like every day, and it can
something.
maybe something like that.
Wait. I will pick up something just a little bit. Yeah. AFK 30 seconds. I mean, I will be away from my laptop.
Away from computer. Okay, Mas Jerry, you can talk. It's like a mantra, right? For the atomic
Yeah.
habit.
So the miracles, is it a novel? See,
It's not a novel. It's like the things that the lesson that the Regina Brett shares about her thoughts, because she has a cancer and she gives us hope like that.
all right.
Like that.
But the author is still alive then.
Yes,
Okay.
still alive. Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, she wrote 3 books.
During the recovery.
Guys, before we move on, I want to make sure if Arindra is still here, and then we can take photo first before he goes.
Oh yeah.
Do you have your book with you and show it maybe?
Yeah, wait.
Any book, yeah?
Any book. Okay, Jerry and Iwan are getting their book.
Hold on, let me just put the book into the cover.
One book is an ebook and it's more advanced than everyone else.
I have ebook, but I borrow it from Ratu, the founder of this voice.
Ah.
He has what, 5 ebooks and 5 Kindles, yeah. Okay, that's wait, one.
He has
Okay.
5.
My Kindle is suddenly got hang.
I also have one. Oh my god.
That's why I get one for free.
Oh
I should
my
ask
God.
one.
I borrow
I
from him.
should
for
get
free.
my other Kindle then.
Okay. Well, my other Kindle, he said. He has
Whoa.
two. These people. Crazy rich. Crazy
What?
rich book
Crazy
lovers.
No one's crazy, Kak Pipit.
More than 5.
Yeah. More than 5. Ratu is crazy. Let's go. Hit refresh. 1, 2, 3. Yes, got it. Were you finished, Z, or do you have something else?
I finished. That's why I read the things that I stated before. Why men love beaches. Beaches.
Oh, bitch. Bitches. Okay.
Be careful, see.
Next month, I will share it.
No.
Blow your
No.
mind.
Jerry, the title was misleading. The title
Oh.
was misleading.
The title is really
Okay.
misleading.
Yeah.
So I actually don't love. Actually, in the end, don't love beaches.
No. Bitches, in this case, are independent women.
Yes.
Ah, yeah.
Mas Jerry,
So
do
the
you
title-
follow my Goodreads? If you follow, I will share the thoughts from that
Sure,
book.
sure. I think I follow you.
Oh yeah, okay.
I follow you too, but I don't read your reviews.
Okay.
Your reviews are long.
Yeah, it's like my resume, the things that I like from that book.
That's fine, Kapipit. That's perspective.
No, I'm just kidding. Okay, let's go. Now let's go with Kayum because he also second coming after me. So let's go with Kayum. Share about your book with the questions from the chat box.
Right. So the questions, right now, the book that I would like to bring today that I just read it around like last month, and it's a very, very good book. So I did not know who is Malala in the first place, right? So this book is actually my dad buy it, and he read half of it, and I say like, okay, he did not finish it, so let's me finish it, because both of us like to share each other like what is actually in the book. Then this book is about I would say how to say perjuangan, something like that, like the fight of this young girl in terms of like giving an education to young girls at Pakistan at the time. So the best thing I would say, that the thing that make me really want to share with everybody here is like, there is this one thing. I thought that Taliban is a good thing, and then when I discovered this book and I read through it from time to time, like until finish, I finished read this book already. And actually Taliban is good, but then again, they have a wrong way, like on the method that they use. So like they want to say like, oh, this is my place, so no one can invade it. But the way that they're doing it is wrong. So now I understand that Taliban right now, they are good, but actually the way they're doing things are wrong. So if to talk about what lesson that I learned from here is, do not stop your fight on whatever you do, on whatever that we are going right now. Do not stop fight, because at the end of the day, if we talk to the right person, if we talk the things to the right people, we are going to be eventually finish the thing that we started. And that's where Malala can finish what she started, which is to fight for educations on the young generations. And till today, young girl in Pakistan receive educations, those who are below 12. Actually, they say like those who are in the years or age 12 to 15, they can marry already. But then by the fight that Malala do, they actually now go to school and study rather than just go and marry to the elder person in Pakistan. And then to talk about rating, I will say 5/5, because this is not a one-man show. Because this book are written by two person, which is Malala herself and Patricia McCormick. Yeah, so it's a two-person director, and the story is very easy to understand because the language it's not very hard. Like it's a simple English I used in the book, and not only have things that are written but also have some pictures to like to describe the situations at that time, and it is really good for me, and I read it until 5 a.m. in the morning actually. And reading for this book, I would say I give it 5 out of 5. And if I can give it more, I need to read it the second book, which is titled We Are Displaced. Yeah, because that one purely written by Malala herself. Now, the next book that I would like to read is a really slow book, I would say. It is about Mahatma Gandhi. So I am a person that really, yeah, it is a thick
Yeah.
book. Yes, it is a thick book. It's around 420 pages. So I am not really a fan of a good leader, but I am really a fan of a bad leader. Because why? From their bad things that I have done, I can like take it as my life lesson and not doing it in the future. Because me myself are a bad leader, I would say in the first place. Yeah.
Wait. Do you think Gandhi was a bad leader?
Oh no, he is the other side. So that's why I
That's
said
what
it is
you
going to
said
be
you
a
like
slow read.
to learn from a bad leader. That's why I thought that was the reason you read this book. You will.
He was a bad leader, and he's trying to be a good leader, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
yeah.
Wow. Okay. Good. I thought like okay.
Because it is like, I don't know, maybe it's just me that I am weird. Because like I really like Adolf Hitler in the first place. I like Donald Trump. We like, I don't know why people hate them so much, because they are not the one who are being hypocrite. They do mistake, then they admit it, and I think like that's good, and people know about it.
I think
And
you
like,
are really weird. You like Taliban. You like Donald Trump at the same time.
yeah.
They're so opposite to each other. Like
Yes, and that's why I
North and
say
South Pole.
this is the book that I would say like this is going to be a slow read for me, because like it's a thick book, and the other thing is like everything in here is good. There are no like ups and down, you know. There is no ups and down other than their fights for. I would say this is for Indian peoples, about like he is the role model for Indian peoples at that time. Yeah. So this is going to be my next read, and I will share what is in this one for the next session that we are going to have. And I think that's all for me. Yeah, there are 5 questions. Yes, that's all for me.
Yes. Questions for Kayum about Malala's book?
My first question is, Kayum, introduce, my name is Jerry. Are you Indonesian or you sound like Singaporean?
A Malaysian.
Ah,
am
yeah,
Malaysian.
you're Malaysian. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So no wonder your English is so fluent.
The question has
Okay.
nothing to do with the book. Do you have a question about the book?
Yeah, I know.
Jerry?
So Malala, I've seen Malala on every Instagram account as a recommendations.
Correct.
And thanks for sharing this book. So it's basically about the story of a woman named Malala in Pakistan.
Yes.
So so the lesson you took from that is keep fighting, something like that.
Yes, correct.
Keep fighting for what you. So what can you repeat what is actually Malala has been doing very significant in Pakistan? When was the year? When was that Malala doing her thing in Pakistan?
And she got Nobel Prize too for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
that
was
one, the year, I would say the year that where she started all the fight is during to 1990s, somewhere there, because
1990.
she started at very young age, and
Yeah.
she is supported by her dad, to be specific, because her dad is a school principal at the time. Yeah.
Okay.
And with her dad support, and with her dad knowledge at that time. She
No,
actually
no,
go
no,
around.
not 1919, and she was born in 1997.
Ah, yeah. I don't know the specific because it's already like
2010. 2010.
2010. It's new then.
yeah, it's still new. She
Ah,
just around 20, 22, 23 this year. Yeah,
hmm,
she younger
okay.
than me, I guess.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And she fight for education actually because at that time in Arabic state you can marry young girl, whatever age you are. You can marry those who are below 12 at that time. So that's what she fights for. Those who are in 12 years old and above need to have education first. Yeah. And she go around Pakistan spreading the news and story or like the ideology that she have at that time. And yes, Pakistan minister acknowledged that one, the effort or the story or the fight that she doing, and bring her to Birmingham, London. Yeah, and share it to everyone else. But there is another story why she been Birmingham, like what Pipit done just now. Yes, she's shot by the Taliban at the head. Yeah,
Oh
and
my
luckily
God.
she's still alive. Yes, she's still alive.
And
And
Dramatic story.
that's the sad part about it.
I watched a TED talk about Malala, and the lesson that I got from Malala's story is the worst thing that happened to us can be the best thing that happened to us at the same time, depending on how we respond to it. So if you think about Malala, the worst thing that happened to her was getting shot in the head, actually in her eyes. Until now, her eyes are like this, right? Because she got shot. But it was the best thing as well because he got famous because of it. He got Nobel Prize. He fought for the women education. So she became an icon because of that bad incident.
Hmm,
So that's whatever bad thing happened to us, depending on our response, it can be the best thing.
agree. It's always not. It's always something bad is not always bad. Yeah, some kayak gitu.
Yes, yes.
It's not.
And that's why I read the bad one first, so it can be my life lesson, and not to be like that in the future. Yeah.
It's
Any
yeah.
other
Thank you,
question?
Kayum.
Any other
Anyway,
question?
I just
Yes.
want to add up about Nobel Peace Prize.
Mhm.
Don't you know that why I think his friends made that Nobel Peace Prize. So the Nobel Peace Prize is from Alfred Nobel, and he was a founder of dynamite, and he got lots of money because of that dynamite, but it killed many people. So to change his his figure,
Image.
his friends made this Nobel Prize. I just know that.
We know that for a long time now.
Yeah, I just know me. Mbak Pipit,
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
but I thought that Nobel Prize is from someone who is really kind, but actually it's not. So I just want to relate with Kayum about when he once read a bad leader, but now he changed his mind to read the good leader. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah. And I mean, like, this book make me not stop reading. Like, I need whenever I feel like, okay, now I'm nothing to do. So that's why I mean, like, let me continue this book. I take around 5 days to finish all of this book, the
Wow,
entire one, 5 days,
that's fast.
because it is interesting. This one is not
Fast.
thicker. If it, your book is thicker.
No,
Yeah.
that's his take. How long is it? How many pages?
This one is around 200 something, 210.
That's a hardcover, yeah. That's why it looks big, yeah.
Yeah, hardcover, correct.
Mine is 444.
or hundreds.
44.
Wow.
All right. So is there any more questions for Kayu? No? Okay, so let's give applause for Kayu. Now, can I go after Kayu? Because my book is somehow related to Gandhi.
Okay, Miss.
Yeah.
So the book I'm reading is Walden and Other Writings by Henry David Thoreau. Probably you have heard of the name Henry David Thoreau before, right? If you have not heard about him, have you heard about Abraham Lincoln?
Yes.
Have you heard about Gandhi?
Yes.
Gandhi, yeah.
Have you heard about Martin Luther King?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Have you heard about Nelson Mandela?
Yes.
Ooh, very
Yes.
famous.
Absolutely,
Have
yes.
you learned? Have you learned about John Lennon?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
The similarity is those people were inspired by his book. This book.
Oh, what's the book
Ooh,
again?
really?
The name.
Yeah.
Can you share the title?
No. Wait. I have a background story. It's not just the title that matters. So Henry
Yeah.
Thoreau was a naturalist in America 250 years ago, but his fight is for anti-slavery, okay, and fighting against the government, because that time the government of the United States obviously approved slavery, right? They allowed slavery to happen in the United States, so he was against it. That's why he staged a peaceful protest, the first peaceful protest in America, called civil disobedience. Civil disobedience is one of his essays in his book. It's actually quite short, only 90 pages, the essay. Civil disobedience is the one inspiring all of those people I mentioned earlier: Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King, Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, even John Lennon's song, Imagine All the People, that one, that was also inspired by the same essay, Civil Disobedience. So this is why this writer is really important, at least in American history. Yeah, but the title is Walden and Other Writings, because civil disobedience that I talked about is just one of the titles here. This is a collection of his writings. Yeah, so I will put this Walden and Other Writings as the title. Walden is the name of his hometown in Massachusetts, America. Okay, so the best lessons that I got from it, I got 3. First, sometimes we cannot see the result of our hard work during our lifetime. In the case of Henry David Thoreau, if you are looking for his book, first edition right now, can easily sell for $10,000, the first edition, because he's very famous in America, right? People collect books. But that time, he published his first book, 1,000 copies using his own money. Only 280 were sold. So very few people bought his book because people were not ready for his ideas. Actually, he was also one of the poorest person in his village that time. But if you think about now, probably he's supposed to be the richest, because his books sold millions of copies, and for a high price. But that time, only 280 out of 1,000 books were sold. He actually made a joke about it. In my library, I have 1,000 books. 700 of them, I wrote them myself. Because all of those 700s were his books that were not laku, were not bought by people. Yes, no, $10,000 for a book right now.
Wow, it's so expensive.
So expensive because the first edition,
Wow.
the one published 250 years ago, is now 10,000. His book, yeah, because it's legendary writer. Anyway, you can Google it later. So people were not ready for his writing. He did not enjoy the fame and glory. Only a few years before he died, then people started to realize that his books were amazing, basically. So they reprinted the book. before he died. And then that books were sold out, obviously. So there was this one. The second one is about, wait, I wrote it somewhere. Oh, okay. So when he talked about, okay, so when the United States of America approved slavery, what he did was he did not pay his taxes and he went to jail on purpose, right? So sometimes it's okay to fight for what you believe in. So that time he had to quarrel with a lot of people, quarrel with neighbors, quarrel with the government, quarrel with Harvard University, right? When he became a lecturer at Harvard University, most people that time agree with slavery. So when he did lecture, only 5 people came in this hall in Harvard University. So even Harvard University that time was racist. So he was, as a white guy, he was the only one who felt like he woke up when everyone was still asleep. Can you imagine? Because this time, of course, slavery is wrong, but this is now. That time, he was the only one who could see that coming. So it was really crazy to think that what we think is the truth now was actually wrong back then and was not popular. So this is another one. And the last one is about, he criticized materialism. Yeah. So a lot of people pursue materialism in this world. And when he talked about the economy, right? And because of this, he said, most people I know live life in a quiet desperation. Because, okay, what do I buy next? What do I buy next? What I don't have, I want to have. So he kept chasing and chasing this. That's why he lived in the forest. He did not live in his village in a nice house. He just want to live a simple life in a forest. Yeah, that one. That's really good. And then the last one that he said that I think is valuable. When the government is doing the right thing, the one who is embarrassed is supposed to be the rich people. He said, you should be embarrassed if you are the rich among the poor. So if the people around you poor and you are the only one rich, you should be embarrassed, he said, which is, I think, wow, that really makes sense. But if the government is run not in a good way, poor people are the one who are embarrassed about their situation. While poor people should not be embarrassed about the situation, something like that. So I think that is really important, a reminder for this. Okay, so the next one is there anything I don't like about the book? Yes, absolutely yes. The first 200 pages, or 100 pages of this book was his diary. His diary just, he just talk about the forest, talk about fishing, talk about exploring, all of this. There has no ideas. It's just only, enjoying nature. In my opinion, it's just, well, there's no significant ideas. But it was put in the front. That's why I think it's dangerous. When people read this, they can just give up because it's so miskin ide, full of ideas. But the one which is good, just the last half of the book. So if you really read this book, read the last half. Don't read the beginning. You will lose your interest, I guarantee. That's what I don't like. The next one is, what's my rating? Is 4 out of 5, only because the first part about his diary that I don't like. And then what do I want to read next? I'm reading a biography by Dick Cheney, In My Time. So that is my presentation. Any question from the floor?
I have a question, Kak.
Yes.
I really like from your presentations. It's really interesting. But then at the last presentation, the first half pages is boring. So, so I'm a bit hesitating.
That's why I read the last half. Read the last half.
But
Okay, I will read your review.
You can learn to for being like him. Enjoy the nature.
Oh my God, but not 200 pages, waste of time.
But then my question is, just now Kak Pipit is taking lesson about materialism. materialism. So, but the question is, so what are we going to do now? Are we going to choose, according to Kapipit, are we going to choose no materialism and be like Walden, or the opposite?
Two things. One, live within your means. Live within your means, not beyond your means. Only buy things that we can afford. That's one.
Right.
Number two, only buy things that serve a purpose. That's
Right.
it. Sometimes we buy things
Oh.
that serve a purpose, only for gengsi,
So,
or what's the prestige.
prestige.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
probably we should not do that.
Just to
It's better
impress
to
other
have,
people.
yeah, impress other people. That does not serve a purpose.
Right. So materialism is actually not bad as long as we can control.
Yes, as long as you afford it. If you afford it, go ahead.
Yeah.
So if you live within your means.
I have one movie which is similar to this book. Have you guys watched Into the Wild?
Into the Wild was inspired by this book.
Oh, really?
He Into the Wild read this book in the movie. I was going to say that. I didn't know that you were going to say Into the Wild.
But in the end of the story, he
Yeah.
was poisoned by the plants
It
in the
was his
forest.
own mistake. It was his own mistake. Yeah. Basically, if we talk about Into the Wild was totally inspired by this. That's
Okay.
refused when his father bought him a car. Right? His father was a car dealer. After graduation, we want to get you a car. No, I don't want cars. I have my car, or something like that. That's materialism. But
yes.
died because of his own fault. He did not prepare enough for it.
Yeah.
He actually threw away the map that he should have kept.
Yeah.
When he was about to go back to the civilization, he wanted to cross the river, right? And then he canceled crossing the river because it was rising high. He can just walk 7 miles. There's a bridge in the next 7 miles. But he did not know because he threw away the map. Right? So that was his mistake. He should not.
Yeah.
Sorry for everyone who have not watched Into the Wild. I give you spoilers.
It's a bad ending.
But it's
right now, and that's a question. Like, is it based on true story or not? And how did Chris McCandless die like that?
Yeah, it's a true story, I think, Into the Wild.
Very cult movie, yeah. A lot of people love Into the Wild.
Yeah.
Die-hard fans. A lot of people even try to follow his trail. Find the bus and all of these things. It's crazy. I love Into the Wild. I love it so much.
Yeah.
But you will find it more meaningful after reading this book, because he was totally reading this book in the movie.
So for example, if we take this lesson to the real life from now, for example, a millionaire, people who have wealth, right? As long as because like this, those businessmen who going for wealth, they also help people. They employ a lot of people, right? So if you look at it from one perspective, they are like very greedy. Yeah, greedy or too materialism. But when we look them from others' perspective, they also help people. They give work to people. So I think there's nothing wrong with materialism as long as you can contribute to society.
Materialism is more about buying things, not industrialist. Yeah, industrialist I think is really good for the economy. This book doesn't talk about the industrialists. It's talk about people who buy things that they don't need and they suffer because of it.
Okay.
So it's
if we have consumerism.
Yeah. So it's better for us to have a bag that costs $5, but we have $5,000 in it. right?
So
Rather
it's the
a
opposite
bag,
of
Yes.
minimalism, right?
yes, rather than a bag that costs $5,000, we only have $5 in it. Isinya cuma $5, padahal harga tasnya $5.000.
Right.
Supposed to
Tahu dikasih.
kebalikan. So
Yeah,
harga
yeah.
tasnya $5 aja, but then the content is $5,000.
Siapa tahu dikasih Mbak Pipit.
Ya, maksudnya kalau beli sendiri sih. Siapa ngasih tas $5.000? Siapa? Lu
You
namanya.
guys funny. You guys so funny.
Okay, so that's my book. Let's move on. We only have 40 minutes left. So let's go, Pak Iwan.
Yeah.
Jerry, sorry, Jerry sama Pak Iwan.
No, I really want to hear Pak Iwan.
Okay,
because
Pak Iwan, let's go with Pak Iwan.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it's a short presentation because I don't prepare anything. Just from the that I read, hit fresh. So this is a good book actually. It's about the journey of Satya Nadella from someone from India, from Hyderabad. He's from Hyderabad, and then having the magister education in, I think it's in Wisconsin, I think in US. And then in 1992, he joined Microsoft after previously he worked for Sun Microsystem. And then from 1992 to 2014, when he became appointed as the CEO of Microsoft, replacing Steve Ballmer. And yeah, there's a lot of journey he's having at that time, from the birth of the first son, which is having the something disorder, and I forget what is the, but he needs berkebutuhan khusus lah gitu ya. Jadi he need to have a special treatment. That's why he need to focus. So Satya need to focus on the health of his son. And then in terms of the development of Microsoft itself, he explained more about how Microsoft, from the first, when it was founded by Bill Gates and Paul Allen in 1980, I think, and it becomes the company that work on the personal computer and also the server business. Although they Microsoft a little bit behind when it was on the mobile smartphone, but because of the vision, they turned the direction of the company business into the cloud business. So that's why with the product they have now, like Microsoft Azure, and the latest one I saw in the YouTube that they have launched Windows 11 and also Windows 365, which is cloud based, and I think that is very good breakthrough, because we can run we can run Windows in our iPad, in our Android tablet, Android phone. We can run Windows anywhere. Yeah, I think they decided to work on the cloud business. And also in the book, he talked about the artificial intelligence as the backbone of the future technology, and how the implementation of AI in every aspect of our lives. Yeah, I think that is the what about the book. And what I like most about the book is, let me see that's about the book. What's the best key lesson? Yeah, key lesson from this book, I think if we started new in a company or in an organization, we need to believe that something big will come to us, even becoming the CEO, if we are focus on our value and giving the best to the people, to the organization. Yeah, I think that is the key lesson from it. Is there anything you don't like about the book? Yeah, what I don't like about the book, I think the book is more on the Microsoft centric. So I think it's good for to be read by Microsoft employees. even if it's a Microsoft employee, maybe a part of employees, because I saw in the Goodreads review that some of people were talking about this is that Microsoft has also contingent worker like outsource, and everything in the book maybe not applied to them, and yeah, it's to focus on the permanent employee that Microsoft has right now. My rating, I think I haven't finished it yet, but remaining 2 chapters I targeted to complete today. But so far, I think I'll give 4 stars out of 5. Yeah, I think that's and what I want to read next. Okay, I have a lot of books in my waiting list, and not sure which one I'm going to read first, because I have some physical books in my shelves, and I haven't touched it yet. Maybe I'll finish the book. It's in Bahasa Indonesia from Dr. I forgot the name. Dr. Sambuan, but he talked about our tokoh nasional, tokoh kita ya, itu MH Ainun Najib. He talk about how about his health, and it's more on the spiritualism as well. So need to get balance between this self-development books and the spiritualism. Okay, I think that's all my presentation today.
Thank you, Pak Iwan. Question from the floor. Usually Jerry.
Yes, I was about to. Sorry about the noise. So I've seen a lot of story of success from India. If I'm not mistaken, the CEO of Google ya. Google itu from India kan juga?
Google,
Yes,
Pepsi,
Sundar Pichai.
also.
Yeah,
Pepsi.
Mr. Sundar Pichai, yes. What is actually that make them really can go international? Like, why Indonesian people cannot be like them? What is actually? We've seen a lot of Indians going internationals, and we never seen. Maybe I've never seen in one of Indonesia being so famous like them.
Except Anggun.
No. Yeah, the singer.
Yeah, even Anggun is not that famous.
Yeah. Actually, in the book itself, Satya explained that there are some like racial diskriminasi gitu ya, discrimination among Indian people working for Microsoft, because basically it's more on the accent they're using in speaking English. very simple thing, and I think if we look at the number of Indian people becoming the CEO of company, it is more on the technology company, because in India they have a basis of people with excellent IT skills, and also they have a lot of citizens, right? Right now in India, they have around 1.3 billion people living in India. yeah, I think that's statistically explain why many Indian people become success, because many of them also move to big countries and start working there and have their career develop very well.
Yeah, right. Maybe because the culture as well, yeah. If sometimes we think like that, we think like this, that like this, like Indonesia is better than India, but actually not. India is better than Indonesia. India is better than Indonesia in terms of their human resources, right? Well, even though this the stereotype of India is like it's not clean country, like yeah, just be honest, we always look skeptic with Indian, like but they are advanced than us Indonesians, like, and also their culture, probably their culture is very apa ya, I mean in their family as well, education is very important. If you are not number one in school, you will be like your parents is not happy. It's not going to be happy. From some of this the India the story that I heard, some books that written by Indians, they are telling about that education is really important, and you can be like, children are very stressful when they don't make good at
Just like
school.
China, Korea, Japan.
Right, you're right, Kak. So I think that's the reason why, yeah, they are so driven to be the best. Yeah.
If you look at
And that's
math competition, spelling bee competition in America, the one on the final is usually Indian or Chinese.
oof,
So,
right. So
they study. But then, Jerry, if you're interested about why India is fast in IT, they have
Yeah.
incubators of IT since early
Yeah.
2000. So read the book, The World is Flat by
okay.
Martin Friedman. I think that's it, the writer. It really explains why India became the superpower in IT. Oh, I think Jerry need to go.
No, I'm still here. I
You
need
still-
to turn
okay.
off the video first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gertrude is
Okay.
there.
Thank you for the recommendation, Kak Pipit.
No worries.
Yeah, thank you for the recommendation. I need to read that too.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm
Fine.
now working. I'm now working at the company, an insurance company, in IT department. So maybe having the knowledge of this. So, but I'm not a programmer. I don't know anything about coding, but I just work there.
A lot of Indian, Paiwan. Some Indian.
No, at the moment, yes, some of the developers comes from India, but yeah, the role is developer. But my boss is a Germany. It's a German, and yeah, I think my boss's boss is Indian.
Yeah. Boss.
Yeah.
Okay.
The German reports to Indian.
It's amazing because I'm working in hospitality, and we've been using Indian product like Red's Gain.
What?
Red
Like
skin,
red skin?
kulit merah.
Red skin is from America, yeah? Jerry. Red skin is an American product.
That's inventory on online.
Oh, that did.
So
Okay.
yeah, so it's really, even Indian already send apa namanya, ke bulan, ke apa?
Send to the moon, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
So it's
Kayum. But the Indian people in Malaysia?
oh yeah,
There
Stories
are
about
a
that?
lot of them in Malaysia, but then again, like those are the one that not really hype in IT, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah, because they're more towards like those who wearing the knuckles and the belts. whenever like something bad happened, they are the one who first going down and settle it for their own people. Yeah, that's kind of Indian that we have in
Oh,
Malaysia.
you mean
at the time.
riot? You mean
Yes.
riot?
Yes.
Oh,
And to be honest, in Sarawak, to be specific, where am I at right now, which is Miri,
Yeah.
and we don't have a lot of Indians. Yeah, majority like we have Ibans, Melanau, and like Melayu in I would say in specific.
okay.
Indian, most of them are in the another part of Malaysia. Yeah, so we don't really know what is happening on them. But to be honest, when talk about incubator system, there I think I do have one idea on having a think tanker kind of group. So wherever like when we want to build something, we pull in all the expertise or who are really good at that particular thing, and we discuss it about it, and like we're going to make out of it to be the best. Like Indian have this one thing that we call like they have the mindset of being rather than go local, go international. Yeah, so that's why they can like build up Pepsi, build up Googles, and when the comedian go to India, they also make a joke about Fanta because Fanta is a thing in India.
Yeah.
But then again, over here, Fanta is just like another drink, like the 7-Up, or it's a usual drink for us. But in India, Fanta is a thing.
Number one, yeah.
Yes, other than
Yeah.
Coca-Cola, other than
Yeah.
Pepsi itself.
But then the
Also,
CEO of Pepsi is an Indian woman.
That's
Correct.
why. Yeah, I saw
Because
the a stand comedian in YouTube. He's
Lucy?
Gabriel
Gabriel Iglesias.
Iglesias.
Correct.
Oh,
And he talked what's about Indian, and it's very funny.
Yes.
as I like Russell Peters is Indian.
You met him?
I like
Oh,
Russell Peters.
Yeah.
yes.
And Ruth. Oh no, Ruth P is not Indian, yeah. But Russell Peters is Indian, but he's Canadian Indian. Yeah. Anyway,
Then like I really like I wish I could have the book of this one, Journey Satya Nabela, because I wanna read it also as well. Okay, it is good.
what's the name?
The book that read by Mr. Iwan just now.
Iwan, oh,
The
Hit
Journey of
Refresh.
Satya.
Hit refresh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hit
Hit
Refresh.
Ah yes. That one. I really want to have it.
Yeah, download on ebook. It's for free.
Would you say that
Yeah.
this book is intense, Mr.
I was going
Iwan?
to say that just download it.
Mr. Iwan, Kayum has a question for you.
Yeah.
Sorry. Can you repeat?
Do you think the book that you currently read is a intense book, or is it just like a relaxed book to read?
It's a relaxed book. Yeah. What do you mean intense? Like horror movie? Horror?
No, I mean,
horror novels?
this one is not supposed to be a horror movie in Microsoft, I guess. And I mean, intense means like somehow like the Malala just now have a shootout during her time or in her journey. Maybe like that, something like that.
To me, it's quite a relaxed book. I read it while sitting in the porch like now. This is my best place to read book actually.
So it's not like
Yes,
serious
it's quite
and difficult, yeah. It's not serious and difficult to read, yeah.
Maybe I have some booktuber review in YouTube. I saw the video, and because they don't have an IT background, they sometimes have difficulties to understand many terms related to technology like artificial intelligence and about the server business and Microsoft SQL and things like that, which it's like a foreign language for them. But because I work in IT, so I more or less I know what he's talking about.
Then it really depends then, Kayum. It might be intense for you then. You don't know. Depends on how your IT knowledge.
Yeah. although in the book he explains more in the practical way how, like for example, like artificial intelligence brings benefit to us in our day-to-day activity in the hospital business, and how the for example, like mixed reality or artificial intelligence can improve the future health system, health technology, and in the end, it can increase the life expectancy of people in the world.
No, there will be so many people in this world.
Yeah.
Dark joke. Okay, so we only have
Don't let them live long.
we only have 20 minutes left. So thank you so much, Pak Iwan. Applause for Pak Iwan. Now let's go to our last presenter, Jerry.
Yes. Thank you for the time, Kak Pipit, and thank you guys for the presentation. It was all fun. So I would like to share the book today, the book that I've been reading for 1 month and a half. And it's very interesting book, I would say, Calling Bullshit: The Art of Skepticism in the Data-Driven World. So the author of this book is Carl Theodor Bergstrom, theoretical and evolutionary biologist, and a professor at the University of Washington in Seattle. So actually, Bergstrom is a critic of low quality or misleading scientific research, which he said plenty. There are many misleading scientific research. So what the book is telling us about here is that you have to. This book is giving us guidance to really look which the high quality and which one is low quality scientific research. And in the era of information overload, like nowadays, we cannot differentiate which one is the true informations, which one is a false informations. So that's really the idea of this book, that the author will like to give us guidance on how to spot the bullshit in this say. So what the book is written for that purpose, and they also teach. There is a class in a University of Washington when they teach about this topic. It's Calling Bullshit. There are two authors, Carl and Jevin the West. So this is really interesting book because it's really has a relation with what we are experiencing now. For example, in this pandemic, we are being presented with a lot of data, like number of cases, number of deaths, number of recover, etc., and probably many more media reports about pandemic. But are they really, are the media is delivering the right information or not? So that's the kind of questions that we have to ask. And what is the best key lesson from this book that I have found is that we have to be all.
Hello.
Always skeptics with any
Wait.
informations or
Jerry,
data, because
you were lost?
not some of
Jerry?
them are data. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
You were lost with
yes. You still hear me?
the best takeaway is?
Okay. I repeat. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. So the best takeaway from this book is be always skeptic with data or informations, because not all of them are meant to educate or giving the right informations. Some of them are meant to do a propaganda or to mislead the audience for a purpose. So that's the key lesson that I got from this book. And in this book, the author will give us many examples of how those people are doing, are mixing the informations and misleading the audience. And the author also giving us a lot of graphics, example of graphics that they found, and to help us to see why this information is wrong, something like that. And there is one chapter that I really like from this book, when it talk about causality. Causality is, am I spelling it right? Causality.
Yes.
So most of the time, this the scientific research or the medical journals is presenting the correlations instead of causality. So and then the author then state that if A happens before B, it doesn't mean A cause B. But in research, that is what happening. People, because to author claims that to find the real causality, it's not easy. So what are they doing? They just take the correlations and present it as causality. So that's really subtle things to see, as we are as people who are not expert to see that. That's very subtle and it can mislead us. So that chapter is really interesting, the causality, because it will give us a lot of the explanations of why it is important. The causality is important. And one of he say that there is one here that I will read one quote here in the book. One team of researchers recently attempted to figure out how common this type of misinterpretations is in news stories and on social media. They identified the 50 research studies shared most often on Facebook and Twitter about how factors such as diet, pollution, exercise, and medical treatment were correlated with health and illness. And you know what? Only 15 out of 50 study that did a decent job of demonstrating cause and effect relationship. And other are just correlations. So that's the important thing to know, that in this era of overload informations is propaganda is actually the lowest aim. The highest aim of this overload information is to leave us disoriented, to know which information is right or wrong, confusion. So extreme confusion. So if you guys wanted to know more about this, is I would recommend this, because this book is one of the I saw this book on one of Instagram accounts that suggests a book on critical thinkings, and it's really, oh my god, this era is very, you are presented with data everywhere. So is there not, the question number 2, is there anything you don't like about this book? So far I don't see, because this is a new topic for me, so I don't see any flaws at the moment. So there is nothing I don't like. What is your rating out of 5 star? I would give it 5 stars. And what do you want to read next? Because I've been reading this book, actually I have 2 reading lists, which is Richard Branson, Screw It, Let's Do It. Screw It, Let's Do It. But I think I will not going to read it first. Maybe I will go to How to Lie with Statistics, because I have read this Calling Bullshit, and it's interesting to know more about, because this book is talking about statistics. So I would like to know more about that. How to Lie with Statistics. I think it's also related with data presentations. And number 4, any questions from the audience? So any question?
I just
Yes.
want to
Oh, Zipra, let's go.
Yeah.
Mesti aku. Mesti dulu deh, mesti dulu.
Okay, my question is, Jerry, why do
Yeah.
you think makes a lot of scientists like that want to manipulate data? Has it always been like that or just recently?
That's a good question, Kak Pipit. So in the last chapter of this book, the authors say that science has motivations on doing research. And one of them, which is so yeah, we just admit it. You want to be famous with your research, right? So one of the motivation is to because if the author say that in the scientist world, the journal that is quote by other scientists will be most likely to be rocketing. So there is kind of motivations of just producing the scientific research without caring about the quality. The more you produce, because that's the metric in scientific research, the more you produce, that's the better. So these metrics that is driving them to just produce rather than to care about the quality of the. And there are many scientists, there are many scientists. So that's the reason, that's the motivations that drive them to but I'm not saying that there is all of them are not apa namanya, low quality research. Some of them are high quality research, but only note that high quality research is not easy to it's not easy to produce, and also it's not easy to replicate, right? That's what the authors say. And because yeah, that's the motivations. Is it answering your question, Kapipit?
Yes, but then
Yeah.
that means it has always been like that then.
Yeah.
Recently, yeah.
It was little and now bigger.
Oh, because maybe more scientists, because we have more population, so more scientists, so more people do that.
Yes, and also maybe because the cost.
Competition,
Yes,
competition with each other.
has relation with what Verindra book just now, the death of activities. People are becoming want to do their own research.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yes.
I think
So Zipporah has questioned earlier.
So when you stated that in this era you have to do some research because there's lots of information, yeah. How to be like you stated, being a critical thinking, because how to memisah-misahkan apa ya?
Exactly.
In
To
English,
understand
to
how to spotting bullshit lah. Like to separate which one. That's a good question. See, in the last chapter of this book, then finally the author will give you how to spot bullshit. Then and number one, how to spot bullshit is always questioning who is telling you the information. Always question who is telling you the information. What do they know about the information? Something like that. The first question that you have to always ask. And I think the author also say that spotting bullshit is not a science rocket.
I think it's the signal. I think
It's not rocket science.
Science. It's just a logic thinking. It's just the use of your logic. If somebody like situations when people present you, are they dead because of COVID alone, or are they dead because of the carried disease? Something like that. And for example, they present you with 1 million as of today. The death is already 1,400 people die of COVID. You have to be asking questions. When this death, is it per today? Is it 1 week, the summary of 1 week? Is it a summary of 1 month? Or is it from the beginning of this year. So it's always questioning. The good part is always questioning the source of informations and how they collect the informations. So how is it, Sipura?
How about the reputation of the source of the data? Is it also
The reputations.
Yeah, for example, like if because I read from the book Digital Minimalism
Cal
by
Newport.
Cal Newport, and he suggests that in this a lot of information going on in our social media and many news from I don't know from many news website, and
Yeah.
then he suggests to just stick in the one news that we are confidence that the news, the source of information is trusted. That's why since maybe 5 months ago, I leave all the news in the internet and I start reading the physical newspaper again.
Same here, but
But
never
then
read that.
physical newspaper doesn't have breaking news.
That's right. That's what they said, that breaking news is something very new, but the detail is not much.
Yeah,
That's why
but you
we
need to
better
know, like
just
suddenly ada an earthquake somewhere.
yeah, for that kind of
No,
information, yes.
It's so,
But for example,
I,
like
I got, sorry,
Sorry,
I
Zee.
got 31 points. So in the newspaper, there's already people who already supervise the news.
Exactly.
But yeah, actually we cannot. It depends on everyone. There is no claim which one is the right way or which one is the wrong way. But for example, if we read newspaper, we don't guarantee that the information is true as well, because it's always about what agenda behind that.
That's right.
So yeah,
That's right. That's why the reputation of the newspaper itself also we
Yeah.
need to question.
Right.
Maybe we tend to trust Kompas rather than Media Indonesia, because Media Indonesia
antara
is maybe
news
behind
or
the, something like that. Maybe the
Right.
preference of
Surya
each
Paloh.
person is different. Yeah, Surya
right,
Paloh.
right. That's a good one, Pak Iwan. Yeah, always questioning who is, like I said just now, what number one way to spotting bullshit is always questioning who is giving you the information. What do they know and what are they trying to sell you? Always look beyond that, because if we agree that media is used for propagandas, so there is always U di balik B. So be skepticism, like this title of this book, be skeptic. I mean any information that comes to you, it might be right, it might be wrong, but we should be skeptic first and then analyze it. And then once we
It's really tiring to be skeptic.
we
Like,
skeptic.
you know, it's really tiring.
You have to
believe in
tired. You have to
We
confirm
don't have that. We don't have that many times to
compare
have that
Right,
activity.
you can do like Pak Iwan.
Exactly.
You can do like Pak Iwan what did just now. Just focus on one thing that you believe, which gives you the truth. Like me, I never read single news on my handphone appear. I don't care. I never read that because
you read it on the laptop.
I never read news.
Never read news? Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I never
crazy.
read. And the surprising story, the surprising statement of this author in this book is that the one that has a lot of bullshit is medical journal and scientific research. Can you imagine that?
Because it's new thing.
Yeah.
It's just
Like-
invented, so nobody
But Jerry,
can.
Yes.
are you
Yeah.
skeptical with this writer of the book you're reading?
Skeptic. Yeah, I always some questions, some that, because for example the researchers, he didn't mention the name, but overall I'm not really that skeptic.
So you see here, You should be skeptical with all of the information given to you. Start from
Yeah.
my information.
Yeah.
Supposed to do it like that.
Right. Like, but I mean, the information that he's giving in this book is making sense according to my logic. Yes, I've been questioning something that is not according to my logic. So I mean, that's why I said there is no claim that to say this is the way, this is the right way, this is the way, because that's according to everyone's logic when filtering the information. So
Yeah.
one might say this information A might be true for them, but the other might say this information A might be wrong for them.
Mm.
So that is not actually, there is no one claim to say. So this book is just giving the general examples and how to spotting bullshit, and then we can call bullshit on our own. Which one that we can call? Yes, this book is mentioned in the first chapter. So this book is really guidance. It's like a red line apa namanya? Semacam framework, how bullshit works, where you can find bullshit, and how you spot them. Yeah. So even in the artificial intelligence world, I've been reading 2 books about that. One of these is 2084, but it's more like for Christian. Pandangan Kristen tentang kecerdasan buatan, artificial intelligences, and the future of human. He said that artificial intelligence is way far from their, maksudnya, what they wanted to do with artificial intelligence, and where they are now is really still very far. Still cannot replicate humans. So it depends on media how they will membesar-besarkan that artificial intelligence, but the fact that they are still not making a significant progress in that. Yeah. So is there any more questions?
1 minute left, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right timing.
Any other question, people? Yes. Okay. I think it was very clear. Thank you so much, Jerry.
Yeah. You're welcome, Kak. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. So thank you for coming, and see you next time. And I hope all of you can come next time as well, which is on 2nd Sunday. That means 12th of September.
Okay.
But our usual time is 12 p.m. So Kayum, can you make it at 12 p.m.? 12 noon?
What 12th September?
12 September, that will be 1 p.m. your time. Can you make?
And it is on Saturday, right?
Oh, it's Sunday, just like
Sunday. I think I can make it.
Yeah, you can make it. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So
I'll book the date for this one.
Yes, of course. Once a month. So thank you so much, and then see you next month.
Thank you, guys. See you next month.
Thank you.
Thank you,
all.
Pak Iwan. Thank you, Zid.